All right, Paddy, earlier in 2025, you win a bonus-worthy performance against Michael Chandler, and the world is celebrating with you. How does life change after that moment?
Obviously everything gets bigger and better, moving up into the rankings, beating a well-known name like Michael Chandler. Everything gets bigger and better, get more money outside of the cage, doing advertisements and stuff like that and bits of work, so everything's just got better. Obviously my kids are getting bigger as well, so it's nice to spend more time with them.
No, absolutely. You've had time off from competition inside the octagon. I guess, was that by design? Were you waiting for an opportunity to come closer to the title?
Yeah, I thought I was going to fight Justin in October, to be honest. I thought I was going to fight him in Abu Dhabi. I thought that was going to be next, and then it just never happened. It didn't come off, so to finally end up fighting him with an interim belt on the line is even better.
I know you so well that I know you're always in the gym. So as you've had this time off, what's been the training schedule like?
Well, I'm still in the gym 6 days a week, whether I'm in camp or not, whether I'm fat or I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm still in the gym, and that's why when I do come back after having a good few months off like this will be, I've improved so much. I've got so much better because I don't really have days off. I'm in the gym every morning, multiple hours, S&C twice a week, doing my boxing with my boxing coach, and that's why I get in the cage every single time and I look vastly improved. It's because I've worked on things, and it's going to happen again on the January 24th when I fight Justin Gaethje.
I have no doubt about it, but I love that you said you thought you were going to fight Justin earlier. Was your expectation that it would always just be him as an opponent? Did you think that there'd be some sort of interim title on the line like there is now in January?
No, not at first. I thought I was going to fight him in October, but then obviously Aaliyah won the belt and I was in the octagon with him, and I thought, oh, this could happen. And then, to be honest, I thought I was going to fight on this card, so for about 3 weeks we were training for Aaliyah. And then obviously he come out and said that he won't be fighting in the first half of the year, so a couple of, 2 days later, I got a phone call saying it's going to be Justin Gaethje for the interim title. I was like, yeah, let's do this. As you know, I never say no to a fight, and when that got offered to me, I jumped at the chance.
Did it change anything mentally about preparation?
No. My goal's the belt, no matter who's got it. My goal is to win the belt, and that's what I'm going to do. People like to call the interim belt a fake belt and stuff like that, but it's not. While Aaliyah's not in the cage, I'm the champ. And you never know, he mightn't be back for a while. He might end up having to vacate, and I am the undisputed champ. And while he's out the cage, I'm the champ anyway. You know what I mean? When I win this belt, I'm the champ. He can sit on the sidelines with his belt, but I'm the champ.
Tell me about what it will take to win the belt. You're facing a guy in Justin Gaethje who, number one, has a ton of experience, but we know him for his pressure, his leg kicks, that he's got slick boxing, that he has the wrestling capabilities. When you sit down and look at him, Paddy, what do you see?
I see an absolute legend. I've said it so many times today, but he's your favourite fighter's favourite fighter. He's one of my favourite fighters to watch, and I hope when I beat him he doesn't retire. I hope he has some more fights. I hope he doesn't retire once I beat him, but that's what's going to happen. I'm going to beat him just like I beat Michael Chandler. I'll beat him to the punch on the feet. I'll ruin his legs with kicks. I think it'll be quite poetic if I end up finishing him with leg kicks, which I can see he doesn't really throw his anymore. He stopped throwing them, and I'm going to damage his calf, and if it does go to the ground, it'll be over even faster.
You mentioned Michael Chandler. Is there anything that you can take from a camp where you prepare for a guy like Chandler into a camp for Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, Michael Chandler's just like a not as good version as Justin Gaethje. They both throw punches very similar. They're both very good wrestlers and defensive wrestlers. But, I'll never forget DC laughing at me fight week when I said I'll take Michael Chandler down. He's like, what, you won't take him down? I was like, I will. That's why he was so flabbergasted on the commentary when I actually did take him down. If I want to take Justin Gaethje down, I'll take him down. I know he's got good wrestling, but no one's got wrestling like me. I don't wrestle like a Division 1 wrestler. I wrestle like an MMA fighter.
And that's your own almost superpower, that you're able to do things in a different way. Do you like proving people wrong?
Oh, that is one of my main motivations. Proving people wrong, shutting people up. It's been one of them since I first started doing this sport when I was 15.
So then this past year or so has had to feel really good. Obviously, you've had a lot of success in the UFC, but to defeat Michael Chandler, to now get a shot at the interim belt against Justin Gaethje, that has to just be confidence building in terms of what your expectation for yourself has been.
Yeah, it's validation, because I've always said that I'm going to be the UFC world champion. When I first started training, I had my first at 15, and my first fight at 16. I said I want to be a UFC champion, I'm going to be. And I got laughed at, you know what I mean? I was only a small kid who was like, you're never going to do that. And here I am now. And it's funny because I started training, I know the date, on the 20th of January 2010. And I'm going to win the belt like 16 years to the day that I started training, nearly, a couple of days off.
That feels like a storybook almost.
Yeah, it's madness.
Yeah. How do you speak to yourself, Paddy, as you prepare for these scenarios? Not just on the walk out to the octagon, but throughout preparation for an opportunity like this?
I always say you've got to believe you're the best, and I do. I believe if you put anyone in that cage with me, I'll beat them. And I've always said I want to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And I need to win fights like this to prove that, and I'm going to.
Are you excited about this fight? I know you pretty well, and it seems like you're a bit subdued in the lead up to this.
Not subdued, but I know what I'm in here to do. I've got a task at hand, and I'm excited to lift the title. I'm not as excited, I love Justin Gaethje, I don't really want to batter him, but I'm going to have to, you know what I mean? There's no bad blood at all, there's no animosity. I've got nothing but respect for him, but I'm going to have to rearrange his face for him. So it's a bit bittersweet, but he's the one standing in the way of my dreams and my goals, so he's the one that's going to have to get put down.
How much interaction have the two of you had previously?
He was sat like 3 seats away from me at the Ilya fight against Charles, and I seen him earlier before, just walked past, touched him down, you know what I mean? We're not great friends, but we're not enemies. Whenever I see him, we shake each other's hand and say, how are you, you're okay, and that. And as I say, I don't wish any bad will on him at all, but it was the same with Chandler. I had nothing but respect for Chandler, but look what happened to his face.
When it comes to matchups like this, we've seen Justin Gaethje's opponents, come out sometimes battered if it's not theirs, but a lot of times his opponents are expecting a war. They're expecting a brawl because of who's standing across from them. Is that something you're trying to avoid? Is that something you're embracing?
I'm embracing. I want a war. I've never had a war. I've never had a proper war where we're both cut and bloodied up. I'd love a fight like Adesanya Gastelum. I'd love a fight like that. But I don't think Justin Gaethje is the man to give me it. I just don't think. I love biting down on my gum shield and swinging punches. You never know, I might end up doing that to him. But I just can't see him getting past the 3rd round. The only way he beats me is a big overhand right or a big left hook. I genuinely can't. I don't see anywhere he's better than me, even on the feet. I know he's an amazing striker, but so am I. So I just don't see anywhere he beats me.
Should you be victorious, obviously at some point there's a unification with Ilya, and you guys have so much history. How do you look at that? Is it something you allow yourself to think about? Is it something that you use as motivation, or is it just behind you right now?
No, that's next. That's next. Once I win this belt, that's next. Unification bout. That's if he ends up coming back, know what I mean? You never know, could end up just getting promoted to undisputed and end up having to fight the winner of Max Charles or something like that. So we're just going to have to see what happens, aren't we?
Yeah, we certainly are. And people love to see what happens with you on social media and in different ways that you document your life. You really connect with people. Fans love learning about Paddy the Baddy. Why do you feel like that is?
I just think it's because I'm authentic. I'm just myself. Other people try and put on an act and be something that they're not, and I think it's embarrassing, you know what I mean? You've got idiots who try and put on this persona, you know what I mean? Just be yourself. That's the way I've always been. If you're from my city, you can't act like something you're not. You have to just be true to yourself and be who you are. That's what we do, and I think people like that.
You say your city, that is Liverpool, of course. How have they reacted to this news of this opportunity?
Everyone's over the moon. We're going to have a Scouse invasion, to be honest. The amount of people what are after tickets. There'll be thousands of Scousers in Vegas. Probably be more Scousers than wherever Justin Gaethje's from, people coming. This is my first title fight. We are going to take over, believe me.
It reminds me of another time there was a takeover for a title fight, a
Yeah.
young man named Conor McGregor. It sounds very similar.
It will be very similar. It really will.
Paddy, this will be the first introduction that fans of Paramount might get to you. What can they expect from your fighting style, from the way you carry yourself all fight week long? What makes a Paddy the Baddy fight so special?
I come in there and I have a fight. Know what I mean? I don't shy away from a scrap. I come in and I want to showcase all my skills. And fight week, as I say, I'm just me, just my authentic self. I'm normally walking around smiling, having a laugh at everyone, even when I've got no food in me and loads of water. But yeah, the people at Paramount are going to be happy that I'm the first main event, because when me and Justin Gaethje put on a show, or I just put on a show-stopping performance, everyone's going to be happy.
And a banger of a walkout before you make it to the octagon.
Standard.
Tell me officially, what's the prediction? How do you get your hand raised? How do you earn that title?
It's the same as Chandler. He doesn't get past the third. I don't see him getting out the third round, but I can see myself finishing before that. I keep having visions and knocking him out on the feet. To be honest, I keep having mad, crazy visions and knocking him out on the feet, but wherever the fight goes, TKO or submission by round 3.
Paddy, wherever the fight goes, we will be watching. We appreciate your time as always. Good luck to you with the prep, with all the media. We appreciate your time as always. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Oh, I will. Thank you very much.